What's going on YouTube? It's your boy JV. We're here again with another Ultimate Beginner's Guide. Today we're going to be going over Groot, some tips and tricks on how to use him, whether you're using him in ranked, casual play, you're still trying to figure out what character is best for you. Hopefully this helps. Leave a comment down below if there's anything I missed, if there's a particular guide you want to see in the future, and if you learned something from this, make sure you leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll get you guys right into it. So for Groot, Groot is a tank character. His abilities are pretty cool, and you can easily carry lobbies. I see a lot of people that play Groot really well, and I've seen a lot of people that play Groot terribly, just because they have no clue what they're doing. So to start off with his left click, it's obviously he stretches out with his arm, and you can actually hit people from a distance. A lot of people think that you have to be up close and personal to use Groot, but Groot's left click allows you to kind of smash people in the face from 20-25 meters, which is pretty cool. Now, if you combine this with some of his other abilities, which are walls, and now I think a lot of people don't realize that the two different walls that Groot can do, they differ in terms of the benefit for Groot. So as an example, if I press E and I build this wall, right, which you'll know this is different because it's a much more darker oak, looks like a stronger wall, it's a little bit of red on the bottom. This wall gives Groot some armor. So what happens is, as I attack characters, you'll notice that my health continues to go up, and you'll see that it has a maximum of 1100 health that I'm able to get, which is crazy. So as long as that wall is up, you'll get the benefit of the health. Once the wall goes down, you'll see that my health begins to deteriorate and will go back to what it normally was. So you're definitely going to want to make sure that when you're in fights, you're using this wall, because if not, you're hurting yourself in terms of overall health and armor. The way that you'd want to use it, though, you don't want to just throw it out, because eventually the enemies are going to just shoot it down. 'Cause that's the whole thing. Is like, whenever I play against a team that has a Groot, and I can notice that he's doing a great job, because he is walling off half our team. So what happens is, right, so I'm entering this fight, got these two players here. I'm putting this down, and I'm walling off the area behind them. This stops this character from getting any heals from his backline, unless they're in sight, just period. So that's one. Two, as I'm attacking them, they can't back up from me. They have to go sideways, which allows me to possibly force them to use abilities that they normally wouldn't have. Like maybe I'll squeeze out an early ult from them, which is great. But I can kind of, like, instead of being in a 1v6, I kind of just put myself in a 1v1 situation, and hopefully I did this to like a Punisher, or I did this to a Cloak and Dagger, so like an important character on the other team, and put in immense damage. And what's cool is that the same damage that the friends on your team are doing will build your health bar as well. So you want to use this wall in the right situations. Don't just toss it in the middle of nowhere. Like, if the fight is happening over here, don't go and throw the wall, I don't know, like, say, all the way over here, because what good is this really doing? Now, if you're doing this because, like, the support is over here and you want a stronger wall to block you off from, like, the tanks, make Thor and them have to go over it, I mean, it makes sense, but just be smart with how the wall's used. Now, for Groot's other ability on his L shift, he has these smaller walls that he can put down where you can place them behind, right, which is great. And when you do that, you'll notice, like, when I attack, the wall attacks the enemy too. So you kind of want to mix up the walls, right? So, like, I'll say, like, put this down to, like, block somebody in. Oh, I destroyed it by accident. Let's do it again. So yeah, so I'll put this to block somebody in, and then I can set up this wall on the side here, and I just box them in. They're getting attacked. There's nowhere for them to go. Now, I know that's a lot to do, but, like, the more you play as Groot, and the better you get with him with movement and playing as a team, and maybe letting your team know, like, what your thoughts are, like, how you're going to do this. You could box somebody in, bro, and get free kills and secure, like, important frags that are going to let you, you know, get the objective a little bit easier, which is great. Now, what's really cool is that if you hold down, so let's take down this wall real quick. If I hold down the button, right, it says build. If I hold down the build button and I move from either left or right, it'll let me actually put 2 walls up at the same time, which is pretty sick. Now, you can also use these walls as more of like a block. So like if you see, like let's say Punisher gets his ult and you want to protect your team, you can put it up real quick as like a block, and you can put another one up as a block, and now you got a little bit of security for yourself. So just different ways that you can go about it. And you know, the enemies will have to pay attention to the walls and put a little effort into taking the walls down. The walls don't come down that easy, as they do have a health bar, which are on the left side of your screen. And you can see how many walls you have up and how many you have remaining, which is really cool. Now, for Groot's right click, it's kind of like a little bomb that he throws. It does a little bit of explosive damage upon impact, and like these spores come out that then do additional damage at the same time. If you combine all these correctly with Groot's Q, you can do massive amount of damage. So like this is kind of like what I would do. So if I were to throw down his Q, like put it in the middle, it draws the enemies to that middle center, and you'll see like they couldn't move for a while. And during that time period, that allows you to get some hits in, right? Which is really cool. But now, think about it from like a grander scale. Everyone's grouped up, not sure what to do. You can, let's see, you can put down your major wall, and then put this wall down, Q, throw your bomb, and the massive amount of damage just happened because this wall was hitting them, I got my armor, and I'm living. Now, because Groot is such a big character, you do want to be mindful of being out in the open completely. You want to definitely use a lot of natural cover if possible, peering in, peeking back out. So as you can see, like I could be pretty far out and put shots in. But if you don't have cover and like the usage of your walls, you can get fried pretty easily. So if you expect to stay in fights, use a lot of natural cover. You use your cover of your walls to the best of your ability. Try to mess around with it. Feel free to like make some ramps, change up the environment a little bit, make it a little bit better so you have height advantage sometimes. Like as you go on to use Groot and you see like how he plays on different maps, you may notice that some of these things work out more on other maps than particular ones. Or maybe you can build ramps for other support characters just to have better glimpses. Like there's just so many things you can do. Now, one of Groot's other cool abilities is that when you have a rocket or a Jeff on your team, Jeff and Rocket, they can ride on Groot's shoulders, which is pretty cool. They reduce the damage reduction that they would get because you're taking the damage. It's not a big thing. I don't think it's game changing, but it's just a cool extra ability. So if you have a friend that likes playing as Rocket or as Jeff, I mean, there are a lot of Jeff support mains out there, as we all know. So I'm sure you'll find one on your team, and it'll be kind of funny seeing him on top of your shoulders. But that's pretty much it. There's not really a lot to Groot. It's just putting all the things I just talked about together. And definitely just making your team aware of like how you're trying to put your walls, who you might be focusing, because you can easily box in people and get into solo fights and easily make, you know, what would have been say a 1v6. You can just change things around, and it's you and like say one of your other characters could be a 2v1 situation because you just boxed in somebody correctly, which is crazy. You know what I'm saying? But I appreciate anybody that came through this video. If you watched all the way to the end, if you guys haven't already, man, hit that subscribe button, and I will catch you guys in the next one. GG's and peace.